Okay. So, it's the Mad Cinema Show. I'm Scott G. Yeah.
And I'm Phil D.
Today we are talking about Office Space. Did you guys get it right in the comments? Don't know.
Huge grades.
Don't know. That episode's not out yet.
Yeah, that's a no.
That's a no.
It didn't.
Fuck our schedule, making time loops.
We're really good at that.
Yeah. I would say that we are possibly the best in the business.
Really good
at making time loops right now.
Mm-hmm.
We should get an award,
like a
loopy.
I like this. Oh man, you know who else gets a loopy?
Who's that?
Fucking Rick.
Oh yeah, shit.
Rick gets a loopy.
Rick gets a loopy,
causing them time loops.
Rick gets two loopies.
Two loopies. Don't get real loopy, man. He does get pretty loopy.
Yeah.
Whew.
Anyway, so
Office Space, guys.
Yeah. But before we get into that, it must be acknowledged. Some sad news, guys. Some real sad news. Chadwick Boseman passed away. Recently.
For y'all who don't know him by name, that'd be Black Panther.
That's Black Panther. It's probably where most people know him from. He also played James Brown in Get Up. And 20. He also one of his movies. Sorry guys. This is actually really sad for me because I really like Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of he was a really promising talent.
Yeah.
You know.
And I would also say for anybody that does like Chadwick Boseman, it's hard to watch the last thing that he put up.
Absolutely.
So
yeah. Absolutely.
Because he did a video maybe a couple months ago that's pretty sad.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I didn't know about this until he died, that he even had cancer. But he's apparently been battling this for the past 4 years.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So he was definitely heavy into the Marvel by that point.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Huh. Well,
but why would you release that kind of information? It's his.
Yeah.
It's private, man.
Yeah. That's his information. You don't need to know that shit. But anyways,
condolences to the family.
Absolutely, family and friends, and he will absolutely be missed. All right.
And that brings up a very odd subject that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Which is, how will the Marvel Universe move forward here?
Yeah.
Now, Black Panther was obviously slated to have a second film.
Absolutely.
And from the way it seemed, he was going to be one of the main focuses of the second phase or a second... what do you call this?
Well, I guess this is
second coming of Marvel.
Is this phase 4?
Is this? Well, it's not. It's a whole new thing. The second universe of Marvel. It's
that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because all the old Avengers are gone now.
Yeah,
They've been and he was going to be one of the more prominent figures moving forward,
replacing Iron Man or Cap. That kind of role, right?
I think he would have slotted really well into the Cap one because it feels like they're positioning Doctor Strange
as the Stark kind of role. I got you. Yeah, totally.
But yeah, moving forward, because obviously Black Panther, more than likely, Black Panther 2 is going to move forward once they get to the point where they can start making these actual production again,
which means recasting,
which means some form of recasting,
unless Disney decides to do their unholy magic and bring him back with digital effects. And I have me and Scott were just talking about this. We both would find that an extremely poor taste.
Absolutely.
The issue though is that Disney has already shown that they don't have a problem doing that. They did that with the very recently deceased Carrie Fisher in The Last Jedi. And that's
it's kind of,
I felt weird about that.
Absolutely, watching it.
Yeah.
I guess because the what was it? Rise of Skywalker was so Leia centric in the script. Mm-hmm. They felt like they really couldn't write her out. Because at that point,
that's what I meant to say. Because she is digital in Last Jedi, but it's Rise of Skywalker that they,
Yeah, they just repurposed unused footage from Last Jedi. Yeah,
ooh, and some of it is.
It doesn't really fit well.
Should have been Qui-Gon.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. So as far as like Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther.
I really hope they don't do that.
I really hope they don't do that. I think the more probable outcome is that they move forward with making his sister in the movies. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, she's cool.
Making her the new Black Panther, because that was kind of rumored.
Talking about the tech chick?
Yeah, the tech chick.
Dude, yeah, I like her character a lot.
Yeah, I like her.
Mm-hmm.
They might just move forward, because that was, I guess, somewhat rumored. Like, I honestly doubt they'll recast the character.
I know. Yeah. But does that mean that they're going to have like a little cameo thing, or maybe they'll only feature Black Panther in the suit all the way, and then like he goes on a weird like, I'm going to go through this Doctor Strange hole, and
yeah,
like, oh,
maybe they pull oh no, I'm lost in the Doctor Strange hole.
You get lost in Doctor Strange's holes.
But yeah, maybe there's like one scene at the beginning of the movie, kind of like an on-screen death, or hey, he got lost in this, and maybe he's mostly in the suit. Yeah, and like then they pull like a Bruce Lee and like take his mask off for just a second, where they just repurpose some like headshot.
So okay, I'm gonna. What if they did a medium thing? Now, bear with me here. Do we know anything about production schedule on Black Panther 2?
No. It was one of those that would have, like, I guess, gone into production earlier this year,
but hadn't.
But hadn't.
So
at this point,
so listen to me here. What if, obviously, we might not have known about Boseman's situation, but at the same time, there's no way that the people he was working for didn't. There's no way.
No, not
at all. Do you think there's a possibility that maybe he mocapped acting scenes for this? So what if he actually did the acting, okay, knowing that he wasn't going to be able to fulfill the role.
Right.
They did mocap of those scenes so that he could and let's say that they did an intro to the film that was his passing, he went into Doctor Strange hole,
and he passes the torch.
He passes the torch, like literally passes a torch.
Yeah.
And the but he does the pass the torch thing, and then they just kind of digitally put him in with a
I think that would be more respectful.
You
know what I mean? Because he was actually involved,
and it's still
in
his acting.
Yeah.
They just they couldn't put him in the film then, so that they used the facial animation to do it later.
I wouldn't put it. I really wouldn't put it past him to have thought that far ahead. But I don't know. All of this is speculation.
It's all speculation.
But
we're really gonna miss him in the universe.
Absolutely, man. He was one of the more interesting characters moving forward.
Yeah, and Chadwick was a great actor.
Fantastic, man. Like he's done some really good roles, but it almost felt like he were only scratching the surface of what his potential was. And again, it's gonna be real sad.
Yeah,
movie business is lost a great talent,
Yeah.
No. Anyways, so let's move on
to a happy movie.
To a happy movie.
Stop talking about sad stuff.
That's right. Yeah, because I'm about to fucking start crying.
So, what about Office Space immediately comes up in your mind?
Milton.
Milton is Office Space.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, and it's really he's a great character, but he has a comparatively short amount of screen time to be such like a essentially the face of the movie.
But this is the other thing that's funny about that. That is kind of the genius of Mike Judge.
Yeah,
because he knows that Milton isn't the guy that you make the whole film about. You can't make the whole film about Milton. You would go crazy after 20 minutes. You'd be like, "Fuck
trying
this
to figure out what
the squirrels are married? I don't understand." But him as the guy that pops up, and he works pretty much the same way as he does in his comic short.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Where he's an interjection of a hilarious character into this seemingly average world. It's of course amplified a bit.
Oh yeah. It's cartoons.
Everything's cartoons. It's
yeah.
It is. Office Space is kind of Dilbert.
Yeah, Mike Judge just did what Anno's doing right now.
Yeah, there you go.
He he made cartoons for a long time. So when he directs live action movies, he's
be cartoons.
You're a cartoon now.
Yeah, like the lady that's talking to Michael Bolton. Wow, is your
yeah.
name really
dude,
Michael
her
Bolton?
eyebrows
Every time with every
fucking
inflection,
time.
her eyes open. It's it's those little things, and all of his characters are that way. But you can't have a whole movie about corporate accounts payable, Mina speaking, and you can't have a whole movie about Bill Lumbergh, and you can't have a whole movie about. But what you can have is a normal guy.
Yeah, the one normal guy.
The normal
in the office.
guy.
Yeah.
This is your Rock. This is your Rock in the office. He's the one place of sanity.
Yeah.
In this barrel of monkeys. And then there's a couple of buddies.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But it seems like everybody else is either completely dragged down by the corporate lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
Or they are just checked out.
They're
a
just not
character
here.
and they don't even realize reality.
Absolutely.
You know?
So before we get further on, Philip, what had happened?
Well, then that steps in our normal character, right?
Yeah.
So
normal character.
What had happened is this regular guy that's real depressed about his job,
so sad,
decides to go to a hypnotherapist that is the inventor of all of Richie Rich's gadgets. And he makes him think that he's been fishing all day and has a heart attack, which then lets him forget about his corporate hellscape of a job.
No inhibitions.
That's right, which he can forget about all of his terrible bosses. There are 8 of them, by the way.
Guys, by the way, emphasize 8 fucking bosses.
8?
Yeah.
8. 8 bosses.
Fuck that.
That's right. And he can forget about all 8 of those bosses that drive people to set buildings on fire. That's what had happened.
That's what had happened.
That's right.
Now, this is a pretty well-known movie, and it's really hard to get into a comedy like this without spoiling the fucking jokes. But at this point, you guys have seen it.
If you haven't seen Office Space, just go see.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, what the fuck? I wonder whether this movie would fall correctly on the younger generation. I wonder if they'd get it.
I think it's pretty universal. There's some pretty the jokes themselves. The setting may be.
It's that setting thing, man. It's kind of like
But there's still offices like that.
Well,
it's not.
There are. But you know how the kids are. They're like, what kind of Windows is that?
Yeah.
They're not all
when's
Macs.
the last time you guys have seen a hourglass as the loading?
Fucking Windows 3.1, guys.
Jeez.
Yeah, command prompt. But yeah, he
but
Peter
I don't think,
Gibbons.
Yeah.
Peter Gibbons. Right? So Peter Gibbons. Now, he's played by oh damn it, why can't I think of his name?
Barrel through, I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah. Peter Gibbons is the, like I said, the normal guy that you can attach yourself to. That every day he wakes up and hates his fucking life.
It's
Ron
and
Livingston.
and that's
Ron
Livingston. Okay,
yeah. I remembered.
Excellent. But I think that's a pretty relatable thing.
It's exactly, and that's why he's your guy.
I absolutely have felt that way.
You're right there.
Having to get up and head to work. Hell, I even had one of those office jobs for a while, and it was fucking torture.
Oh, dude, I just realized something.
Yeah.
The guy, might be showing him my face.
He's
an Idiocracy.
The fucking singer for Offspring.
Yeah, he's an Idiocracy, man.
He is an Idiocracy
because he's the one that when they find out that the plants are growing.
Oh, from the toilet.
Yeah.
That's a great Mike Judge movie.
Actually, to tangent really quickly, Mike Judge doesn't have a lot of movies.
Not really.
So Mike Judge, from my knowledge, let me make sure I got this here. I mean, there's Office Space, of course.
Yes.
There's the Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Yep.
There's Idiocracy.
Yeah.
And Extract. Has he made another film? Because he made Silicon Valley, the show, which Silicon Valley is hilarious, and Silicon Valley feels like the natural progression from Office Space to the modern age.
He did R.I.P.D.
What?
You know what I mean? With Jeff Bridges and shit?
No, I did not know he did that.
Oh, wait. That's actor.
Oh.
I was like, wait.
Oh,
no, wait.
okay.
He didn't direct
Wow.
that shit. I'm wrong. Never
Okay.
mind.
But so those are the only films he directed, though.
Yeah, as far as yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he also of course did two of the best shows ever. King of the Hill
King
and
of the
Beavis
Hill.
and Butthead.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say King of the Hill's a much better show than Beavis and Butthead.
Absolutely. Man.
Beavis and Butthead is funny at times. That's something that I bet people do not relate to anymore.
No, absolutely not. I haven't seen it in a while, and I
not
wouldn't.
funny.
I wouldn't imagine that I could go back to it.
It's hard to watch.
You know?
Yeah, because it's just adolescent
really
kids
more
from the '90s dicking off, and it's more making fun of that era than it is anything else. So unless you're trying to make fun of
you're from that time,
then
you're
it
not
doesn't.
gonna, it doesn't translate. But this movie, I feel, is pretty fucking timeless.
Yeah,
I feel like the themes here are incredibly relatable.
Printers still fucking suck.
Yeah, they fucking do.
Let me tell you that. So that's absolutely one of the things. The printers, Jesus.
Yeah.
Ugh. Man,
that's
I
one
love
of
that
the
scene.
that is
probably the most iconic scene.
That is the most iconic scene from this movie. Is when they're beating the fuck out of that printer. And if he was actually punching that printer, he would have shredded his fucking hands up.
Hey guys, don't punch circuit boards.
Absolutely.
Or rough plastic.
No.
But it's also funny that Samir...
You know what, guys? Just blanket statement.
Yeah.
Just don't punch anything if you can help it. Is there anything that you can... Philip, is there anything that you can punch?
Absolutely.
What is it?
I think there's a whole list of things you can punch.
Okay, let's go through this. Let's find out this list. What can you punch? Teddy bears?
Okay. I was going to go right for the obvious one.
Bronies?
A punching bag. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Man, I know that was a weird one, but a punching bag is a good thing to punch. There are a lot of those out there of different shapes, and you go punch the thing that is made for punching.
I forgot about
That's
the
what you
punching bag.
So many of them. And you just go punch them and not people.
So many kinds of punching bags.
And then you don't have to punch an old lady or a dog or anything else, or punch a cat into an ATM. You might have to do that. You never know. It's also completely fine to punch robots, but you might hurt your hand.
I'm about to say you're gonna hurt yourself.
I would suggest to only punch robots in VR. That happens to be where I like to punch robots. But if you'd like to punch physical robots, you can break your fucking hand. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not my hand.
I know it's not my hand. I'm a doctor too.
So, anyways, back to the movie. So, normal guy hates his job. Goes to the
Seriously, it's the guy from Richie Rich.
It's the guy from
Richie Rich.
Yeah, I remember Richie Rich.
It was a dumbass '90s Richie Rich movie where it's like the rich kid.
It's Macaulay Culkin.
Fuck, it was. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, and the fat dude makes a bunch of cool gadgets. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
What's his name?
Andy's
Keen Bean. That's his name, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's also Friar Tuck in Prince of Thieves.
Prince of Thieves.
Yep.
And he's also the hand. He's
the
Dee's
voice
hand
of the hand
from Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And he's fucking great.
That's one of my favorite things when they're on the coach and he gets knocked off and he puts his hand down to stop himself from sliding.
Yeah.
And the dude just goes, "Oh, my nose, my nose!" Like he just ground his nose off on the pavement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I love it.
Dude, he was fucking perfect for that part.
And he's another one of those things. This is, again, the genius of Mike Judge. He's so good about making a character that's like, oh, I don't know, fucking, in a 5-minute scene, be the most memorable thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
so good at that.
Well, that's the thing is, like, each one of these characters, all of their little quirks, like, add up to just like sticking in your brain, and that's like a genius of Mike Judd.
Yes. Genius.
Yeah. He knows how to write the funny shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he so Mike Judge is actually in this one, which he's in most of his movies. I can't think of where he is in Idiocracy.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, we're going to have to cover that
him
eventually anyway, so.
Yeah, but he's in Extract. You remember the guy that's talking about the unions? The guy with the big old gut and the and the trucker hat, and he comes on over, he's like, well, maybe somebody needs to report this to the higher ups. Like he starts like that guy's funny. But in this one, I fucking love his character as Stan the manager.
Oh yeah,
dude,
of the restaurant.
Yes,
yeah,
because he's so passive aggressive.
Fucking perfect.
Well, every
dude.
time that like he'll be like,
we've had those fucking
Hey,
guys.
you know who's almost that guy?
Who's that?
You guys don't know this guy, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
JB.
Oh. Fuck,
dude.
He is JB.
He's like JB.
Oh my
where you're like, what do you need me to do? Well, I kind of thought that we had a conversation about this.
Yeah.
And you would know what to do, in the future for these situations. Yeah, man, like that kind of. Yeah, we've had these managers. The passive aggressive manager won't fucking just tell you what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
And when he does tell you, he tells you in this way where he's like, how have you not already read my mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
Takes everything personally, that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love his little mustache and that he never really opens his mouth that much.
Oh, and he never looks straight on.
Dude,
his eyes are always fucking dark.
He almost reminds me of Lieutenant Dangle.
Oh, fucking Lieutenant Dangle.
He never looks her in the eye when he's actually trying to aggress her about something, like for real.
Yeah.
But he does this like
kind of side
eye thing,
and
over the glasses, and this man, I love that. I love that character.
Absolutely.
I love Bill Lumbergh.
Dude, and Jennifer Aniston is fucking great in this movie.
Potentially my favorite role Jennifer Aniston ever did.
Absolutely.
I like Friends. I like Friends.
Friends is okay. Friends is okay. It kind of wears you down.
The earlier seasons are good though. First couple seasons is 90s, whatever.
But as far as her movie roles go,
dude, this is one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There is another one.
She's genuinely funny. Yeah.
What was the one I was telling you earlier about? It's a Jennifer Aniston and Clive Owen film. It's another one that I really like. But no, Jennifer Aniston. I love her as the kind of normal chick that's in like a dead end fucking job. She's the kind of girl that. Ron's I'm Ron Livingston, that Peter's been eyeing forever.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of cool the way that so Peter goes through these stages.
Yeah.
Of course, like I said,
he gets hypnotized.
And initially he walks into this Tchotchke's restaurant to see her, and he's all like, yeah, I could never hit on her, and he's all down about it, and the other two dudes are like, no, man, you got it. And then as soon as he gets hypnotized, his number one goal after sleeping in is like, I'm gonna go talk to that girl.
Yeah. And it's just a matter of confidence. And
I love the way he approaches her.
I love it, dude.
So I just wanted to ask you about lunch, and she's like, oh, well, our specials are here. I think we're having it's on the board. I got to
No, I want you to come to lunch.
Yeah, I was wanting to know what you were doing for lunch.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't think I can do that. Like, no, just meet me over next door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
real smooth, and it's that
dude,
confidence
so
of like just again no inhibition, man.
You want to be
point.
This guy, like the guy that Peter becomes after he gets hypnotized. We all wish we were that zen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just floating on a cloud all day long. Somebody says something to you, you just go.
You just roll. It just rolls off, and you're just like, yeah, man, whatever.
When Lumbergh stands in the door, his boss Lumbergh, and he's like, well, Peter,
fucking
and he
shadow steps him,
man. right through, man.
Too good.
Dash.
Yeah.
So,
moving on with the characters, his buddies.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we got Michael. And Samir, right? So
Michael Bolton.
Is that your real name? Yeah. And Michael Bolton is played by one of the cast members from Mad TV. Again, I'm sorry about not remembering the names. I'm a little excited right now.
Dave Harmon.
Yeah, Dave Harmon, and I love Dave Harmon. He's really hilarious. I've always liked him in Mad TV. But he he ends up unfortunately having the same name as Michael Bolton in this.
Absolutely, and he fucking hates it.
That's the shtick the whole time because he listens to complete thug 90s gangster rap, dude. He doesn't give a shit about that Michael Bolton bullshit.
Right. That's right.
And there's a and then Samir is played by AJ Naidu.
Yeah.
Ajay. It's probably Ajay.
Samir
Nanai Nanaja. And I love that shit when he's sitting there talking about his name. He's like, it's not difficult. It's just Samir Nanai Nanaja. Nanai Nanaja. How is it this hard to, like, no one in this country pronounce my name? Like, I fucking love that so much. those are his two immediate buddies at work, and both of them are pretty much the same kind of guy. They're just a little bit less crafty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like he's the he's
the dick and they're the balls.
That's right. There you go. That's a good analogy. We'll use the one from Snatch. That's real good.
And then one of my other favorite characters.
They smelled some pussy.
And this is they did. They did. Diedrich Bader.
Yeah.
This has to be my favorite thing he's ever done.
Absolutely.
And I mean, he's really good in other stuff, but man,
yeah.
Dude, hey Peter, man.
Yeah.
Like his whole shtick is great, because they live in a shitty apartment where you can hear through the fucking walls, so basically like they're
so
sitting
he's
next
constantly
to each other.
talking to him. Hey man, turn on the channel 32. Breast exams.
Yeah. So Stephen Root, who we've talked about being amazing in
Stephen Root, this is the first movie that I can remember that put him on my radar.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, though, I also loved Stephen Root for a very long time in a number of other things from the 90s, like for instance, News Radio. He was the boss from News Radio. That was a show with Joe Rogan. It was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Stephen Root was hilarious because he ran the news station, but he was always like evading taxes and so he'd pop in and be like, hey, anybody looking for me?
Yeah.
No? Okay, well, I wasn't here. Okay, I wasn't here.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, so like he was hilarious in that, and then also him as Bill Dauterive in King of the Hill. Like, God, I love Bill.
Dude, and again, talk about a fucking small role that just stands out. Mm-hmm. I mean, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? We talked about that for a while in our previous episode. Check that one out, guys.
Yeah, dude, that shit's great.
Yeah.
So Gary Cole as Bill Lumberg. Okay, this is his boss. Bill Lumberg is just he's so I'm gonna need you to come in tomorrow, maybe around 9. Yeah. I'm also gonna need you to come in on Sunday too.
Yeah, thanks, Peter.
Had to lay some guys off playing catch up.
He's that guy,
and that used to be a boss of Mike Judge. Like he apparently worked for a guy that pretty much was that dude, and he always like adopted that mannerism apparently. Yeah. And so I was listening to a little anecdote where he was talking about with the initial readings from this. Right. He had already some people had seen Mike Judge's shorts, so when they saw this, they were like, "Oh my God, I got to work with Mike Judge." Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so Gary Cole happened to be one of those guys, and Gary Cole walked in as Bill Lumberg.
Oh, like, with the coffee cup and like the suspenders.
He at least was holding the position and playing the guy. I don't know whether he was dressed up. I think he was though. Yeah. Which is kind of funny because if you look at Bill Lumberg, he looks like he really loves the movie Wall Street.
Oh,
but has no backbone as a human
being. And
has
no idea how to
how to actually accomplish that shit. Yeah. He's like, but if I dress the part, people will think I'm fucking Leonard Wolf over here. But the his character as the schmarmy boss though, oh my God,
one of the best,
iconic,
right? Absolutely,
and his
the best smarmy boss ever
when he's fucking her.
And he's got the leg, holding the leg. Ooh, I'm gonna need those reports back,
dude. When he's like, can you move to the left?
Move to the left just a bit.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, I love this guy too. Richard Reel. Okay. So he's been in a bunch of stuff, but he's Tom Smykowski, and he's the guy that's always thinking he's going to get fired. And then he makes the jump to conclusions
mat. Jump to conclusion mat, which apparently you can buy.
You can totally buy those.
Fuck yes.
But what ends up happening with the company is that they start having these guys come in, the Bobs, and the Bobs are supposed to figure out what's wrong with the company.
Dr. Cox and
John C. McGinley and Paul Wilson. Yeah, Paul Wilson I really haven't seen in a bunch of stuff, but I always like his characters.
Absolutely.
Always do.
Yeah.
And John C. McGinley has been in some great shit.
Absolutely. Dude. I mean, Highlander 2.
7. Dude. I mean, he was in the best movie ever. You're right. He was in Highlander 2.
He was in Highlander 2, the best movie
and
ever.
His character in Highlander 2 is hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
Fuck,
and
man.
So fucking rude. He puts his feet on your desk.
Oh, my God. This man with his feet on the desk.
He doesn't do that in this movie.
No, but he does get real red.
Dude, I can't.
so
Dude,
red.
that's so good. As soon as he's just like, "Hey, we need to promote Peter."
Yeah,
yeah.
Dude, his posture changes. His facial features change. He starts being like, "Fucking no, you didn't just say that."
He literally makes himself red, guys. This is acting.
This is acting. Well, do you remember his part in 7?
Yeah,
I love that part, dude.
Absolutely.
Where he leans right over Sloth because they think he's dead on the bed, and he goes, "That's what you get, fucker." And then the dude wakes up and he flips out.
Oh,
he's like, "Whoa!" I'm surprised he doesn't go.
Oh yeah, make a little high pitch.
Yeah,
that would.
run into the next room. Yeah.
That would be great.
Oh man. Let me see who else is here. Todd Duffy is the tchotchkes waiter.
Okay.
I don't think I know that guy from anything else.
Not
but
really.
He's so good as the little shitty guy.
Yeah, he's the fucking best at just being a little wormy shit. Yeah.
And also Orlando Jones. Orlando Jones is another super small character.
Again.
And he comes up as the crackhead, like, I am from a disadvantaged area and am selling books for
and they're trying
magazines.
Okay, so they're trying exactly, because they're trying to figure out how to launder all this money that they stole from the company,
which they look up in the dictionary how to launder money.
Yeah.
And then they happen to run into a guy that says he's a crackhead.
Yeah, and so they're like, "Hey, where do we find a crack dealer?"
If you could just introduce us to one crack dealer,
yeah,
then we'll talk to him. And then all of a sudden he just goes, "I lied. I'm sorry. I'm not a crackhead at all. Actually, I used to work for a tech company." Like, he immediately just switches gears.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, "Yeah, but," and then they go,
7 up years, man.
"But all this stuff that we told you, the same people." And he looks at his pen and paper, and they, "What am I gonna do with the 100 subscriptions to Vogue?" Or
yeah, for real.
But I guess we didn't tell you that. Peter comes up with an idea because apparently, Michael Bolton has this piece of software that could rip the company off.
Michael Bolton and Samir are getting fired,
Yeah.
and he's getting promoted, even though he hasn't been showing up to work or really doing anything except playing Tetris.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and he's getting 4 people underneath him, and he's becoming a manager, while his 2 buddies that work their fucking asses off.
The 2 Bobs were very impressed.
They loved him. But it's just because Lumberg wasn't
genuine light.
Lumberg wasn't motivating him enough.
Obviously, they weren't challenging him. What a bunch of
that's
fucking bullshit that is.
I love that because that's the kind of bullshit.
You're not being challenged. No, I just want to do my job and go the fuck home.
But it worked.
Hey,
it worked.
Yeah,
but he wasn't even trying to pull anything on him. He was being honest.
He was just being serious.
Crazy.
Again, no inhibitions. He had no filter at that point.
So, they come up with this idea to rip the company off by doing like a fractional banking system. So it's basically the idea of like a cent isn't just 1 cent. It's a decimal place because money is just numbers. It's not actual. So when they do interest and stuff in corporate,
they get like a fraction.
They go all the way to the fraction,
just
right?
Round it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then he's taking those remainders and putting them in an account. And the constant reference that they say is, like in Superman 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You guys remember Superman 3, right?
Superman 3 is great. I don't care what anybody fucking says.
Yeah, the one with Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
that's right.
Shit is hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious. It is pretty funny. Yeah. But that ends up not working out for them.
Well, it works too well. Because what is it? It was supposed to take like 2 years to build up enough money to make it worth it.
Michael Bolton's all like, "Oh man, I must have put a decimal in the wrong place. I always fuck up some kind of minor detail." Like, this is not a minor detail.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't want to go to any kind of jail.
You're gonna go to federal pound me in the ass prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Peter, watch out for your cornhole.
Yeah, man. Yeah, back to Diedrich Bader.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts is when he's all talking to him and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm doing okay." And he goes, "Oh yeah, how's Liz doing, man? I ain't seen her over here." And he goes, "She's fine. We're fine, man. I just, sometimes I get the feeling she's cheating on me." He goes, "Yeah, I get that feeling too, man."
Yeah, it's really funny how matter of fact his character is.
He's like, "What do you mean, man?" He goes, "Oh, I don't know. You just seems like trying to kind of trick to just, just." Man, you don't talk. Don't listen to me, man. I'm talking out my ass, man.
He's so good in it, and he's the voice of reason.
Yeah,
he's the voice of reason in this show.
He's the regular dude.
He's just the regular dude
doing the drywall down there at Bascalinas.
Yeah,
the new McDonald's.
Very, yeah, Because you know that.
He has a good mullet. Like,
oh, he has one of the best mullets.
He's again,
dude. And okay, his mustache.
Oh, dude,
we can't forget his fucking handlebar ass mustache.
Obviously fake, but so fucking good.
Yeah.
You know? I think that again, this is one of those characters that you can tell this is Mike Judge drawing from people that he knows.
Yeah.
You know, because Mike Judge is from Texas, and you'll hear some of that Texan dude come out sometimes in the shit that he's saying. That's why King of the Hill's so natural for him.
Yeah.
He fucking knows all those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. He knows all those people, and he knows this guy. He knows Dietrich
you
Bader's
know
character.
he knows this guy.
Uh-huh.
He probably had the same setup situation with an apartment that you could talk to him through the walls.
Oh, Lawrence.
Yeah.
With the breast exams.
Oh man.
But
oh man, I thought you'd want to see this.
All in all, though, you know, everything kind of comes to a head because, you know, they find out about the laundering situation, and meanwhile they've been fucking with Milton this whole time because he actually hasn't been working there for like 2 years, but because of a glitch in accounting, he'd still been there,
and so, no one wants to tell him.
No one wants to fix the glitch, and he hasn't receiving a paycheck, and they keep pushing him further away in the corner into the basement
until
he's
in the basement. Yeah.
And at the same time that the accounting glitch happens, then they lose a bunch of money and they start freaking out.
He steals his fucking stapler.
He takes his stapler. That's the last fucking straw, though, putting him in the basement, turn the lights off on him. And when that happens, he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna burn the building down.
Yeah.
And so,
what Peter had decided to save his buddies from having to go to ass pounding prison.
Yeah.
To return the money and leave a confession. Leave a confession letter to take all of the blame and put it under the Lumberg's office door, you know, before all of this happened. And then Milton just burns the place down, so no consequences. Yeah,
all gone. It's all gone. And it's this is the funny part, because I said this to Scott earlier. This is actually the thing that I don't believe about the plot. Is that he picked up the letter, fucking envelope, and took it with him? That's okay. And I know that's a simple fucking thing. I just don't see the guy that's about to set the building on fire caring about a piece of mail on the floor.
Yeah, that doesn't have like, hey, there's money in this, like, written on it.
Yeah. You know.
But hey, whatever. Milton got a happy ending ish. I mean, his Mai Tai was wrong. They put huge chunks of salt
on his margarita. What the fuck?
I mean,
you know, he can call his guy and have the health inspector come to this place and get it shut.
Absolutely, he can go take his traveler's checks to a competing resort. But anyways, by the end of this movie, everybody pretty much has a happy ending.
Yeah.
Our three main guys are at new jobs.
Peter's working for Lawrence, or with
Lawrence in construction,
and now he's happy again.
He's happy. He's
found
good.
his zen. He got back with what's her name? What's her name in the movie?
What is her name?
It's Jennifer Aniston's character.
It's Jennifer Aniston. It's always Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, Samir and Michael get their job at
Joanne
and Samir and Michael get their job at another
tech company or as programmers,
and everything's a pretty good happy ending. And
that's right. That guy that guy who was always scared he would lose his job.
Oh yeah,
he got to fulfill his dream by making the jump to conclusions board,
and he gets to sit on his ass all day and collect. Check.
That's because he got tore the fuck up.
I think that's part of his dream. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like he's one of those guys that's like, now I have an excuse.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And at the very last scene, he finds the stapler that and then it goes into Milton on a beach. Spending that money.
That's right. Doesn't even care about his stapler anymore. Man, doesn't need it.
Yeah, I love this movie, and to me it's still my favorite of Mike Judge's films, even though I think that Idiocracy is a better movie. But that's probably just because Idiocracy is like a fortune teller.
Yeah,
it's a window into our
eventually
potential dystopian future.
We're gonna be watering plants with Gatorade.
I really think that actually Idiocracy and WALL-E are a 2-part film.
Oh yeah, like Idiocracy is the prequel to WALL-E.
And exactly, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, doesn't it? Yeah. It sucks.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Hey man, everything's connected if you look hard enough.
But yeah, Mike Judge, man, I love Mike Judge. Yeah.
This movie is fantastic. Still holds up. Still as funny as it was the first time you saw it. So, yeah. Office Space, guys. I think that's about it. I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, check us out on YouTube, Anchor, and Spotify. And if you want to get in contact with the show, you can go to madcinemist@gmail.com or to laserpunchmailbag@gmail.com. And what are we doing next week, Philip? Because we talked about.
You told me you were going to surprise me.
Oh, was that next week? Oh no, I thought that was. Yeah. We'll do the surprise. It's going to be a surprise, guys. I'm going to take a couple of movies out of my personal collection, and then Philip's going to pick between those, and that will be what we do.
And I don't have any idea what's going on.
That's right. It's going to be a surprise. Anyways, final thoughts, Philip.
Oh, yes. Samir not going to work here anymore. That's what.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.